What is up, you guys? If you are here from part one, I talked about having over 150,000 followers, but not always seeing that reflect in my sales. Today, I want to talk about what I actually do when my sales are low. This is the part people don't really show. If you did not watch part one, I'd definitely start that there. I'll make sure to link that video in my description. That's where it explains why this even happens in the first place. Hopefully you're back from watching part one. This way it's not so confusing. Also, you're getting both pieces to the pie. So let's get started. Focusing on what you can control versus what you can't control is huge. Low sales used to have me like, what am I doing wrong? Now I try to shift into what can I actually control right now. And trust me, from someone who is type A, it's taken a lot of practice and your girl is still practicing. So to start off with the things that you know that you can control is working on the back end stuff of your business. Things like admin, product research. Honestly, most of the work that actually helps run your business doesn't happen on camera. You see all the small business videos and you're like, wow, that looks so awesome. But in reality, like there's so much more that goes into that. When I go into checking all of my stats, one of the first things I usually look at when things are pretty slow, not just views, but what are people clicking on? What products are getting attention? What's just sitting there and not doing anything? Because a lot of the times people are interested. It's just not converting. And that tells me something needs to shift. So then I'll go into my listings and start tweaking things, titles, descriptions, photos, making sure it's actually clear what I'm selling. Because if someone clicks on your product and feels confused, they're gone. I mean, I know for a fact when I go on someone's website, someone's Etsy page or whatever it is, even going into a store and I'm very confused on what it is they're actually there for, I'm out. I'm walking right out. And sometimes it's not your product. It's just how it's being presented. That brings me to my next thing that I focus on, and that's content that converts. So we talked about the back end stuff. Now let's talk about social media. It's such a powerful tool, especially as a small business owner, because there's a difference between content that looks good and then content that actually leads someone to buy your products. Like for a while, I was relying a lot on just, okay, let's be real, aesthetic. But it's not always guiding people to the actual product. As someone who is not only in the small business space, I've kind of also just became a content creator throughout using social media as a tool. Another avenue that I've been really leaning into is reaching out to brands, especially ones I already use in my business, right? Anything that can go with whatever brand that I'm using, especially if I love the brand itself already. Because even if my customers aren't buying that day, my content and my audience still have value. So I'll pitch collaborations instead of just waiting for sales. And let me just mention, you do not need to have over 150,000 followers on social media to reach out to brands. I've seen so many creators have around 5,000, if that, and still get paid. Don't be discouraged. There's so many brands out there wanting to work with micro influencers, micro creators, and that helps start building your portfolio. When I first started working with brands, this is where I realized, oh my goodness, this is another avenue and stream of income. Affiliate links changed the game for me. Selling products, things I already get asked about. One of my most common questions is, where do you get XYZ? Especially anything that has to do with my office space. Has created another stream of income that isn't fully dependent on my small business. And it just makes sense to use what I already have, what I already use. The videos that I make, especially because it's more crafty DIY style, it doesn't necessarily always bring a customer to my page. It also brings fellow small business owners who want to use what I'm using. And that is when I can shamelessly plug in all of my supplies are in my Amazon storefront. And yes, I earn a little bit of a commission from that. That helps me keep my business afloat, just run and streamline everything and not just depending on one stream of income. Before we get into the next topic, let's take a little break for some ASMR. There's two concepts here that I'm going into. This is about digital marketing. One, paying attention to how you actually guide people, clearly telling them where to go, how to get there. Because a lot of the times, people need direction. So I've been working on being more clear with links, captions, and CTA. The other concept, recently I actually made a digital shop on Etsy. I haven't talked about it, I haven't posted about it, and honestly, I've barely started posting in general. But that's because I was so nervous to start something new. It's finding those new streams of income and making sure that you are not always just depending on one, especially when you hit a slow rut in your small business. Next thing, and honestly, this is something that I recently started to get into, but it's about customer retention, is focusing on the people who have already bought from you. Repeat customers, email list, those people who most likely will want to support you again. I've been getting into automations, making sure that the people who have already subscribed, who already know what my products are, will want to come back. So this leaves us learning about the long haul, building long-term, not quick wins, because I've really had to remind myself that this is long-term. Not every week is going to look the same. Not every video is going to convert. All of it builds over time. It's all about consistency. And honestly, the hardest part is staying consistent when it feels slow. Still showing up, still creating, still working. Even when you're not seeing immediate results. I know that's so discouraging, but that's the part people don't show, is being discouraged and doing it anyway. You're not alone in this. This is something you're going through. Know that we all have gone through this. You can ask any and every business owner. They know what it's like for low sales. They know what it's like going through slow seasons. The real test is seeing if you can go through it over and over again. It really tests you if you're in it for the right reasons. If you're in it for any reason that has nothing to do with you truly loving being a small business owner, truly loving being in this space, truly loving creating what you create for a living, it's going to be over before it even starts. You're going to see yourself hitting burnout sooner than what you anticipated. And then you'll ask yourself why you even started. So, in hindsight, it's kind of what we all need. We all need the reality check. The reality check of seeing, is this still for me? Because maybe it was at first. Maybe things changed over time. Maybe you fell in love doing something else. Maybe your passion is elsewhere and you realize it's not something you can withstand anymore. And that's okay. Because to keep yourself doing something that you truly don't love to do anymore is probably torture. And that's just your sign to shift. This is what I focus on when sales are low. Not just waiting for things to change, but actually working on things behind the scenes. And if you're in a slow season right now, keep going, keep pushing, especially if this is what you love to do. Like for me, I do this full time. When things are slow, it's rough. Leaning on other streams of income, working on the back end of your business to make sure that that engine is flowing and going. Putting gas in your tank, taking a moment to take a breather so that when things are back in motion, you're prepared, you're ready for it. Obviously, not long term, but enough to refresh. I hope you guys love this series. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you in a slow season right now? Comment below. What is it that you do? What do you sell? I love meeting new creators in this space, new small business owners. Let's try to help each other grow. While we're here, let me know what you want to see next. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.